fellow Biafrans. Jos. Again, Jos. Need we say more? We have put out a quote-unquote red alert for our people in the north for several years now, and we have never withdrawn that warning, but have always reminded our people that the danger of incessant, both planned and spontaneous Muslim uprising and killing of the Igbo, other Biafrans and other Christians in the north, the danger is always there. This week, what we have been warning about all along has happened again. It never really stopped happening anyway. And we have not seen the last of this particular current cycle yet, nor will this be the last pogrom either by northern Muslims against our people. We have pleaded with our people in the past to return to our own homeland and to develop our own homeland, making it an enviable base and a center where others can come for goods and services. Many of our people ignored us. They rather collect and pay protection money to their implacable and cunning northern hosts and play the appeasement game while living there like caged, outnumbered, and surrounded animals, in constant fear for their lives, their property, and their businesses. Even as we speak, many of our people make plans to go back to live in the north, and parenthetically in the west, as if they have not seen, witnessed, experienced, heard, or read what is going on there. In the diaspora, the Igbo defend one Nigeria, which is pathetic, and they would have none of our warnings. When our people are massacred in their one Nigeria, as is happening now, they still find a way to defend their one Nigeria, while paying only tangential attention to these murderous crimes committed against our people, their own people. These Igbo consider themselves somehow quote-unquote enlightened and educated, or detribalized. But the world, the rest of our people, and in fact humanity, know what to call those who not only fail to protect themselves from present danger, but actually encourage themselves not to face the danger, but to succumb to that danger. Medical science has a psychiatric term for that. Today, other people have asked their relatives living in Jos and in the north in general to leave and or just return home. These people are responding. They are leaving the north, even though their casualty count is a minute fraction compared to that of the Igbo and other Biafrans in these bloody melees. They are heeding warnings. They are following wise counsel by leaving and going home. It is only the Igbo who are victimized, but yet will refuse to leave the perpetrator's enclave. It is only the Igbo who think that it is a mark of quote-unquote intelligence to pay a deaf ear to an oncoming freight train and then stand there to get hit. Some intelligence, huh? These other unfortunate victims of senseless, unprovoked northern Muslim aggression and bloodletting were stung only once, and they are leaving the north. They are not waiting around for the next episode, which is sure to come. But the Igbo, on the other hand, even after 20 bloody attacks or so, with a casualty count totaling in the tens of thousands, they have refused to leave the north, like a moth drawn to a consuming flame, fated to be brutalized therein. Just where is the wisdom in this? It is in fact a moral deficiency, a moral delinquency to deliberately walk into the path of danger, not to confront the danger per se, but to allow oneself to be consumed for sure by such danger. It is morally reprehensible. For those who enjoy ostrich posturing in times of danger, allow us to stomp this into your awareness. As long as we continue to find ourselves under one Nigeria, there will never be an end to Jos. There will never be an end to the frequent northern Muslim-initiated mayhem and assault against our people residing up there. If you do not know it, well, let us reason with you again today. We already know that it is going to happen again and again and again. But for you doubting Thomases out there, and for those who just plain refuse to face facts and reality, we will give you a few pointers. First, typical Nigerians and their press and their media and politicians blame this bloody round on quote-unquote poor leadership, or they blame it on elections and electorate immaturity or lack of experience with democracy. Don't forget that these are the same causative factors opined by the same group on previous episodes. Even if you are to accept these excuses, you should conclude by now that the problem is going to remain with Nigeria for the life of Nigeria, given that poor leadership and bad elections, in short, evil politics, are what in fact define Nigeria from one lousy, pushed or rigged-in corrupt government to another. Second, finally, a few Nigerians admit that these lethal disturbances have a basis in religion. Well, since aggressive northern Muslims are not going to give up their religion any day soon, and since spineless, lamb-like, cowardly Christians, while not giving up their religion, are also not giving up their appeasement policies and sycophantic mentality, it is very clear that these conditions are set for recurring adventurism by the aggressor and perpetrator and initiator, the northern Muslims. And then, third, for the first time, a few timid Nigerian voices are mouthing that these series of clashes reveal a pattern, the pattern being that of ethnic basis. Well, hello. Given one Nigeria with forced cohabitation of unwilling and non-consenting ethnic groups, if these street battles have an ethnic basis, can't you see that then there will be no end to these hostilities? So for the umpteenth time, let us state that the only solution to this premeditated cyclic carnage is the separation of the ethnic nations into each its own sovereign nation, totally in charge of its own societal and political destiny, independent and able to enter, uncoerced, and only if and when willing, into any fresh, mutually acceptable and agreeable international relationships with one another. This means the dissolution of the source and root cause of all the deadly problems of these peoples, whose grand misfortune in life is to be associated with Nigeria. Yes, this means the dissolution of Nigeria. That's why Biafra is the answer. That's why our people will need to leave the north now. They have no security out there because Nigeria is what it is today, a deadly, wild, filthy place, malignant to Biafrans. Our people need to return to Biafra to rebuild their fortunes therein in order to save their own selves, their families, and their sources of livelihood, in order to help build our own nation of Biafra. We have fellow Biafrans who have sacrificed all and are in Nigeria's jails today because they share our solution as such to these problems. There are people like Uchen Namadu, the information director of MASOB, and many other MASOB members, numbering up to 2,000, who are still in those jails. We hold Nigeria liable and accountable for the mistreatment of these our people and responsible for their safe and immediate release. We continue in our vigil until they are all safely released. Biafra alive, because it is God who makes it so.